Alrighty, TL. No insta lock-in on anything just yet, but Swain and Azir banned out as the last two here in the first half. What'll it be?
I like the Swain ban because EG are saying, okay, if you take the Sraphine, this is something that Team Liquid comboed with the Sraphine in all their successful games. The Swain as well, so at least they won't have that partner, but they did knowingly give it up.
We see the Akali of her.
Taunting him!
A little bit.
Oh, man.
I think it seems like they're probably going to end up playing a Jinx late into the Seraphine and kind of still getting Danny on like some level of comfort. It kind of looks good for them.
And they're going to lose out more. But, you know, we talk about how highly prized this Trundle has been between these two junglers specifically.
Yeah, it's probably going to be, you know, the top pick for both of them, which is strange considering like champs like Wukong and Poppy and Vi are all just going to be available, even probably into 4 or 5.
Yeah, especially if you are going to pick low mobility carries here on the backline too. But let's see. Second part here, pickup.
Taking away the Aatrox. Okay, I can respect it. I don't know how good Bwipo is or is going to be on Aatrox, so I'm a little surprised they didn't try to feel it out and see if he would be able to pick it in 2-3.
Yeah.
But respect. I mean, you want to make sure that they're not on the easiest Seraphine comp as possible.
And this has been kind of one of the big following stories trailing Bwipo this playoffs has been how is he going to deal with Aatrox, you know?
Yeah.
And the counters that have come out. Have you experienced any Bwipo counter picks in scrims or anything like that that you've been afraid of as far as this? Because Revenge was like, what? Why isn't he, you know, picking out Fiora or something into it?
Yeah, he definitely has his weird kind of niche bruisers like the Set and Urgot, and I've experienced in especially Olaf. They're definitely unfun to play against, I would say. Not necessarily the best champions, but when you play against them one-on-one, they're definitely annoying.
How about the Jax?
I mean, I like the pick. Let's just hope it goes better than it did against CLG. That's my biggest concern is it was a really disaster in the previous game they had played it. But I think overall, like, good matchup, and it works well with the Seraphine.
All right, what are we looking at next step here for Evil Geniuses then?
I wonder if it's kind of they're kind of in a rough spot because both mid and bot lane don't have the biggest pools. And so one of them has to drop, and obviously I think this is a good pick. Sylas, one of the better champions for Jojo, but now bot lane's gonna get pinched even harder.
Looking at the ultimate, Sylas has the steal already. Wukong ultimate, powerful for team fighting. Seraphine ultimate, the same. Jax ulti is also one of those ones that can give you the extra survivability. Not as much as something like an Alistar, of course, but Sylas always enjoys those defensive bonuses.
I'm just curious, what is Danny's like super secret pick here? Because EG, with that Sylas pick, they said, great, throw 2 more bans at Danny. He can take it. Are you kidding me?
He's ready.
With this story that's been building around the bottom lane, and there's already 5 bottom laners taking off the table, I assume Team Liquid would throw more bans at Danny. Yeah, it's like ban every champion he has played in the last 6 months.
He must have something. I think it's going to come down to MF or Jinx, so we'll see what TL wants to play against. But MF seems very hard to play against kind of what TL has already assembled. I don't know how she's ever going to get off like a clean ulti, and she seems like a free target for Wukong and Jax going into like the team fights.
I like the mustache double lift. Good look. Try it out, buddy. Look into that. All right. Yeah, I think the MF is harder to play, so probably agree with you on that AD carry front. I was hoping to see some crazy stuff, though, you know, like bringing back like Caitlyn lanes or something with some super hard push.
Okay. Maybe they play like a Caitlyn Morgana into it. They
exactly.
Just or Caitlyn Lux, and they just try to slam it.
All right, the Misfortune band away. We've still got whatever's left of the AD carry pool, but man, they hit it hard this time around.
Yeah.
Evil Geniuses, we got to see both parts of that bottom lane duo.
So the Jinx is probably the most obvious one.
Yeah.
Because, you know, that's what everybody associates with Danny, the pentakill, of course. But again, a low mobility carry versus Wukong versus Seraphine ults that are going to be bouncing off people's heads over the top of you, it is going to be pretty hard to play.
I think the style for Danny this game is going to be as far away as possible. Shoot his Mega Death rockets, and hopefully
Fishbones is the name of the game.
It's a
hopefully
rocket
my
angle.
team gets me a reset so I can escape some of these bruisers.
All right, do they rotate the Seraphine into mid lane?
Looks like we're going to have Lucian Nami. Oh. Okay, I like Taliyah a lot here. As being an Aatrox player, Taliyah is one of the most unfun things to play against, that's for sure.
This is a
So
you can't get baited yet.
I know, I don't want to get baited, but I already want to talk about the synergies. You know, I'm
You gotta be patient, man.
I'm in love with Neela. I really think this champion is good, and more teams should be playing her than just Berserker. Please, please, please. She gets extra experience. So, oh man, okay. Can't get pulled in. We'll wait until next time.
This is why I said you gotta wait.
But she actually would give extra experience to the Sraphine, you know, and that is a carry champion and has the synergy with the extra healing and shielding. Nautilus is the pick though. Look for those kills on the Jinx, the ultimate point and click. You talk about, you know, these low mobility carries. You think of Vi, you think of Nautilus, these point and click. Ultimates here. CoreJJ gonna look for those kills.
Every champion is a nightmare for Jinx to try to live through.
Yeah.
From Team Liquid's draft. How does Danny ever survive any of this?
Well,
or do you just strap bailout on him?
They do have the they have the counter from Renata as far as the big AoE you can get with the ultimate. Sometimes you can peel a pretty big area and try and disengage. Or yeah, hope you can bail yourself out.
Yeah, that is true. I think both teams ended up with the draft they're both really happy with. I think both sides have a lot of tools and it looks pretty even so far. I think TL maybe just has like a little bit more early game just because they got the Nautilus plus Taliyah. They can make some combos. Looks pretty nice.
I'm very curious about this top lane matchup too and where junglers are going. If you're playing on the Jax side of it, do you want your jungler pathing towards top or actually just away?
I think when you're playing against Aatrox, usually just getting a tiny lead can mean so much. So I think just making sure he doesn't get like the cleanest back or trying to get on stop.
Yeah. Montage videos made from Jojo in Academy even. Rookie year still for this guy.
Yeah, he's been everything that we'd hoped he can turn into, and I'm really impressed.
All right, let's see if we got anything out of the ordinary here. It will be 2 teleports on the side of TL, 2 teleports, excuse me, to the side of EG. There is also Summoner Spellbook for Bjergsen's Taliyah, so a potential single-use teleport there as well. Supports both taking Ignite. I always love to see that.
Yeah, I think you're right, Kobe. This will be a really highly contested, like, topside type of game, because both bot laners are mostly just going to be farming early.
Yeah, it's definitely volatile here. See how many summoner spells they can burn early, but the level 1, there is a sweeper on Jojo.
Remember that game number 1, we didn't really get to see any crazy level 1 actions, so pivoting from that here in game number 2 could be a way to get yourself a nice advantage early, but it doesn't turn into much.
Pretty nice, actually, to get a ward kill early on, too, with Zombie Ward. They've got the ward inside Red Pit. They zombie warded up right behind it as well. They didn't have to use the sweeper, but Jojo right now is gonna find that ward. Jojo did find the ward. I wanna see this. This is on the mini-map right now, but Jojo sweeper over here found the ward. He just killed it. He is also, because of that ward kill, going to get level 2 off first wave.
Exactly. It
Already a win.
6 instead of 7 minions. Santorin's down here for a very early gank in
Santorin
bottom
gank.
lane. There we go. Flash into the immediate lockdown on Danny, who tries to get away. Santorin flashing after him. Auto attack after auto attack. First blood, 2 minutes in.
They target him in Champion Celeste. They target him at 2 minutes.
They really
into
not
the
giving him a
game.
break. And they dove him last game, too. So really all focus on Danny this series.
You said it, the classic Santorin level 2 gank. But this one has a really, really big impact on the game, I feel like. You know, getting inside Danny's head, getting both summoner spells off the Jinx. This whole game, the Jinx is gonna have to be playing safe and have to worry about, you know, the flash cooldowns here. Inspired though, trying to get one back.
Oh, good movement
For
by
Bjergsen. Yeah, nice dodge there on the E2 from the Sylas.
Did have to burn both summoner spells though, which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
I think good idea by Inspired. Instead of just going for the topside jungle, he decides, hey, I'm gonna get the mid lane sums.
Yeah, and I do want to point out, that is made possible by the ward we saw Jojo sweep.
The mid lane sweeper tech paying off.
It's actually huge.
Danny could be in some trouble here again, down to 100 HP, but Hans also taken very low here. The Ignite used on the Team Liquid bottom laner. Still a flash left for Vulcan, and flash and TP both remaining for Hans, so TL are still summoner spell positive down here, with a big wave about to crash into the turret for him.
Yeah, but both teams know that both junglers started bottom side. So both teams are like, all right, fine, we can crash this bottom wave, no problem. Even though we don't have any summoner spells here, both junglers have path up to the top half.
And honestly, looking here at the mid lane, I want to see a lot more from Bjergsen here in game number 2. I felt like we never really got to see that Akali come online and do Akali things. There was never a base drop for the montage that he was looking to make out of that game.
I'm still waiting.
Yeah, where is it? Where is it? But that's what I'm hoping he can change up here in game number 2, have a better performance on the Taliyah, be able to make some of those plays, especially once he hits level 6, has the ability to roam more effectively. Checking in on the top lane, 25 versus 16, but there's that many minions left to farm here for Bwipo's Jax, so seems to be doing just fine.
Production, can we get a base drop on Bjergsen's first kill this game? Thank you. Appreciate it ahead of time. 2v3 in mid, though. 3v3 now. They're calling Inspired over. Santorin's going to get chased out of the brush.
Yeah, they really want to get this freeze down so it becomes even harder for Bjergsen in this game.
CoreJJ going for the dredge line, but Jojo doing a good job dashing out of the way of that one. Team Liquid still just have their first blood money lead, and that's about it.
Yeah, they got it in, though. This is one thing I've heard so many players talk about with Bjergsen. He is always on point with calling the team to come, push out his wave when he needs it on his back timing. To make sure that he's not going to get punished without summoner spells. And he requires both CoreJJ and Santorin to do it. Bwipo here, under tower with only 200.
Oh, he gets hit by the Q2!
Wow.
And he just dies. Impact gets it, and he turns right back into the turret. So Santorin can't get assist money.
I mean, speaking of getting punished, I mean, Bwipo looks like he's really getting punished in this matchup. Usually not this hard, but I mean, Impact must have just played rebound really, really well. And he went for the Dirk, so it's going to be even hurting even more. This is a tough part for the Jax lane where he doesn't really have like a lead to work with.
Exactly, and
Vulcan's ready to go in for the flash play in bottom. Hans has to get out of there. 300 HP, no mana. CoreJJ's got to walk it off too. Evil Geniuses, they use the flash from their support. Yes, they're going to force the reset from Team Liquid's bottom lane, but there's no kill to be found here.
good things to see. Danny, even after becoming the victim of a level 2 gank and blowing both your summoner spells can be very tilting, but Danny and Vulcan remaining offensive in their pushing playstyle on bottom. I want to point out the big wave here. This is why this is a good play, even though it is a 1-for-1. So Impact's trying to push him on this big wave, more minions coming in. He knows that even if I go 1-for-1 here, Bwipo's going to lose out on more experience because of the minion waves diving afterwards, but it's full health. He's got the bone plating, so he waits until Bwipo goes for the full combo. With the Infernal Chain on, Chain snaps, he's dead.
And he ended up losing Flash too, so we can see that being a big point when it comes to the Herald fight later, how much that'll actually matter. And
his movement, I like him walking back towards the tower away from jungle. He denies the assist there. So even though, okay, I did give the kill credit to Bwipo by walking backwards, you actually gave Team Liquid overall as a team less money.
Exactly, and now Bwipo no longer has the counter strike, so Impact was looking for a bit more. Jojo's gonna be pushed by the seismic shove back here in mid. Level 6 up and available for both of our mid laners.
And we see Core make it all the way to top. He has been spending more of this game running around helping his solo laners than he has actually hanging out with Hansama. And the thing is, I'm not even sure how much he can really accomplish because the Jax lane is already so chunked.
Oh, Hansama! He levels up, he hits 6! Right as they try to dive him, Hans gets a free payday.
That's why CoreJJ leaves him. He's like, Hansama doesn't need any protection. He's got it. 2v1 under tower, the Sraphine ultimate. Vulcan gets charmed.
Yeah, massive. And I guess they didn't really expect that quick of a level 6, but since what we've been saying with Nautilus roaming all the time, that he gets it way before the other bot laners.
Omega minds for JJ there. He's actually just funneling experience.
Just like if you would have had Nila. See? EXP bonus.
You're
ready to go. Yeah,
I appreciate that.
It all comes back.
Get my Nila either way, but here's another look at it. And Hansama, he focuses on the wave. He blows that wave up. It's one of the best things about Sraphine, that big AoE. So he blows up all those ranged minions, hits level 6, immediately levels it up, hits Vulcan with that charm.
And Vulcan even ran in there knowing that he was dead. He cast the bailout on himself. He tries to use the ignite, maybe managed to get bailed out, but I just don't think there's any world where he had the damage for it.
Yeah, I mean, it throws your calculations off as far as when they're going to pop level 6 because Core's been roaming so much.
TL in a really good spot right now to look for the Herald. Not only do they have top pushing out, but they have first rotation from bot lane, so looks like they're going to be able to get it as long as they don't die on top side right here. Bwipo, this is the only timing he did not die.
Okay, Bwipo's jumping back.
They've got vision here.
EG's got all 5 men on the top half of the map. Impact goes into the World Ender. Bwipo trying to be careful here, gets out of the sweet spot of Q3, but Vulcan's still ready. Vulcan takes the kill. Bwipo goes down. Now Santorin's looking to spin his way out of the pit. Jojo at 200 HP, stuck in the back. Rift Herald, 1300 health. EG have control over the area, and EG take the objective.
Top lane
really
goes
tough.
so low.
That is something I've gotten told many times before, that, hey, if we're pulling Herald, do not die on the side lane. You need to either come or you need to play safe, and it looks like, I mean, really bad for them to lose that, especially with the advantage that they had leading in. And Bwipo definitely, this is looking way more like the CLG game with Bjergsen than anything else, and that's concerning if you're a TL fan.
Yeah, this story has followed Bwipo for all of playoffs here for Team Liquid series. Has been, what is he going to do about these various Aatrox picking top lane champions and them blinding it? Someday, crushed them so hard with it. And Impact getting a big advantage as well. I mean, there's been a lot of talk about Danny and his champion pool, but
yeah,
maybe it was Bwipo all along.
Inspired's got that Herald in his pocket. He has 3 more minutes to use it wherever he wants to. Bjergsen coming up into the top lane, but with Inspired waiting around, they shouldn't be able to get any sort of a kill here. Inspired just dropping the challenge and smite there. Impact continuing to try to hit these Q sweet spots. Bwipo at half HP. Nobody wants to force this any further.
yeah, they see the half roam up there from Jojo from mid lane.
Yeah.
You know you don't have a lot of time to pull off that play as Bjergsen, as Taliyah. And if you don't instantly get it there, you know, once they see Inspired, they know there's going to be a trailing Sylas coming up the river behind them.
Now, the big question is, how is EG going to use this Herald? Because they could get it to Aatrox and just keep on snowballing through it.
Yep.
Or they could try to help out Danny, since he's kind of fallen behind quite a bit to this bot lane here.
How do you feel about it? Because I've had so many top laners tell me, don't bring that thing up here. I'm winning my 1v1. Don't bring anybody else up here. If you come here with the Herald, then their jungler is going to come and it's going to mess everything up. Do you want your isolated time?
I think the big thing is sometimes when you are playing top and you're winning hard, you just don't want to take the tower, because that gives him kind of a lot of free reign to either move around or farm without being punished.
Right.
You want more of this.
Yeah, you want more of this where you could really like lay it down on him and dominate.
Oh, he's laying it down. All right.
I feel like if that Q2 hits, maybe he just spreads his wings and goes in for the full kill, because he would have had him down to 200 HP there.
It's entirely possible. And once again, they're probably going to have to send someone top to fix this. I don't know. At this point, they might even just want to swap and just like sacrifice what they've had so far.
I think that's a really good point, is swapping out of this, because it is so doomed up there. It's frozen on him and he teleports back.
Yeah, I don't know what they're going to do. I mean, the Jax are just going to have to suffer a lot this game. But talking a little bit more about the Herald, I think when you have a slow game like this where no one's really getting a lot of plate damage, just throwing in mid lane just so that you can get the mid tower on the second Herald and just continue snowballing, opening up the map might be something you really want to do.
Definitely agree there. Spire's Bloom is going to see them start all over this dragon fight for vision.
Yeah, EG's big problem right now, they want to start the Drake, but they can't get any bot lane prio. So now they're going through mid lane and they're going to try to work it through that angle. Maybe if they see the recalls for bot lane, they can start it right now. And especially once they see Santorin, there's really good ward. They'll be able to get the dragon for free.
Dude, really, really big.
Nicely done, Team Liquid.
And Impact emoting.
Lot it out.
I mean, I know you always got to get the mental edge.
Yeah.
Gotta call your jungler, huh? Classic top laner. All right, that is going to be the dragon. They'll get the emote soon. Unless Hansama comes up with a crazy Sraphine steal. Oh, he's got full perfect vision.
I mean, you're Sraphine against a jungler who's got his smite. Come on.
We've seen many a jungler get very lazy with their smites, okay?
Well, Team Liquid
Do you
trying
think
to go
Impact's
after
gonna expect the
Impact
third
up
person?
here. CoreJJ's ready to go. Impact dies. Jojo tries to be there for the counter punch, but Impact was not expecting the Nautilus roam. Now Jojo's going to try to get away, but Bjergsen has him stunned, and Jojo drops.
Huge jump here for Team Liquid, clawing their way. They've got a 1.5 thousand gold lead for themselves. Even with the double dragons picked up by EG, those are some massive kills for them. They finally took down Impact. He didn't even flash either.
Yeah, no one expected the Nautilus to also be waiting there, especially after they sent him with the Wukong ulti. And now they have to use their Herald in such a non-progressive way where it only is really going to get onto the jungle.
Yeah, 320 gold for Inspired will get him a little bit closer to that Divine Thunderer at least. Speaking of which, Bwipo, despite the fact that this game has gone very much not the way he wants it to, does hit his mythic item.
Yeah, CoreJJ doing everything he can to bail out Bwipo. He does so. The second top lane lane gank from him. And remember that him leaving bottom lane was not even anything Team Liquid were giving up. It was actually better for Hansama. He crushed that bottom lane. He got a kill. He got a giant CS lead. Hansama is one of the biggest leads that Team Liquid have in this entire game. This Sraphine is going to be massive.
Yeah, the story has really been Core and how much he's really dictated this early game. And maybe we'll see that later in the series, just making sure he's on a playmaker because he seems like he has a really good sense of what the team needs. Yeah. And this has been like an all-star performance for him, for sure.
I always love giving credit to the player that got left by themselves as well. So.
no, Hans, that honestly, surviving that bot dive is probably one of the biggest moments because if he dies, then Jinx is going to be in the game, and they're going to be getting turret plates, and they might even be able to take turret, whole turret bottom at some point.
It's just that feeling as a jungler, if I leave my top laner and then I see their name pop up with a double kill, I'm just like, yes. Great job, buddy. You got ganked and you turned it around. No way.
I always believed you.
Yeah.
Secret, I did not. Well, let's see if they can keep building this lead here for Team Liquid, because remember, they had a lead like this in game number 1, but then it was EG's superior skirmishing and team fighting that got the lead. Hansama forced to flash as Vulcan commits his own flash looking for the handshake there.
That was scary. That was a very close flash for flash. Hansama survives it, though. If that hit, that would have been certain death.
All righty, boys.
We're going to a big Herald fight here.
It's Rift Herald number 2.
But they are splitting on bottom, so I don't know how much TL really wants to fight. They could just be posturing just to see like how much they can make EG react.
Yeah, there's no teleport on Bwipo. So Bwipo's doing his Jax thing. I got alone time. Please just let me hit.
Well, yeah, Santorin's not going to go in for any sort of a cheeky steal. Evil Geniuses acquire second Herald with no fight. They could use it top lane if they just want to knock that turret over. They could use it mid lane as a distraction for the Drake here in 2 minutes. Solo, what do you want to see them do here? Never mind.
I will say,
though, to see them go mid.
For how bad the early game was for especially Bwipo, he ended up getting a couple kills. He ended up getting first tower bottom and a ton of farm. So now, I mean, the Jax is in a really good spot, and I feel like TL's comp is like ready to go online when this next dragon comes up.
Okay. And they do get zoned out, pushed so far away from that turret. No local gold as it goes down. Impact.
Back looking for Santorin here. Impact's the thing that I think Team Liquid is going to have to be very respectful of. They're really going to have to be mindful of how strong the Aatrox is. The Eclipse completed. This guy can do a ton of damage. I mean, when we're looking at Team Liquid's composition, they don't have a real warfare. Yeah. I love using the rockets for that. Just if you don't have anything else to do with it, scout with it, interact with it, just get some value out of there. Bwipo still farming up here in the top side. Aatrox is not there, so Jax can farm up quickly and then get out of town. Nearly level 11, Impact already having that.
And Bwipo's already probably feeling a lot better. After getting that bottom tower, he's got his Divine Sunder done, working on the Frozen Heart.
Yeah, he's exactly where he needs to be, and I think both sides like are pretty comfortable getting their mythic items. This fight, the biggest thing to me, it seems like Hans, no flash. We'll see how well EG can get on them with the flanks. Maybe Aatrox can come behind him. The pillar is going to be massive with this, especially with Renata ulti combined. So we'll see if he can survive the engage.
Let me ask you guys' opinion on this. Who is it more important for them to be there first when it comes to these dragon fights, these potential Baron fights here in 3 minutes from now, whenever that starts spawning?
First, in this case, not the biggest deal. I mean, obviously being first is important, but TL mostly just needs to make sure they ward their flanks or they have people marking. They do have like really strong Jax right now, so he can just run at whoever's on the side, and I think that's
Inspired, nearly killed immediately, but stopwatch keeps him alive. CoreJJ popping one of his own. Jojo's here on the front. Bwipo ready to come in now with the TP as Impact's going to be contained. Santorin looking to spin and win, but CoreJJ dropped. Impact going to be traded back. They try to retreat, but EG got no way home. Danny's trying to shoot a couple rockets back at him, but the handshake slams two together. Danny continues retreating up into the river. Santorin and Hans in hot pursuit. It'll be 2 for 2.
Oh my god, those stopwatches were so critical. 2 for 2, but Team Liquid have so much more health. They're the ones with priority over Dragon. Santorin can go right down to it. He still has a smite charge as well.
TL did really great that fight. I think the biggest thing is they just weren't able to get on the backline, so both Bjerg and Hans were just dishing out a ton of damage, getting the heals, getting zone control, and that's what really made them win the fight.
Nicely done for TL. They will stop the Evil Geniuses soul stacking. They'll secure their own first Drake of the game. Still really close. Not even 1,000 gold separating the squads. I'm loving what we're getting out of this series so far. Let's take another look at how this fight started with Inspired getting shoved.
Yeah, good pick to start it out here from Team Liquid. Bjergsen with that shove like you're talking about into CoreJJ follow-up. But Inspired got his Trundle ult off, then into the stopwatch so you can heal during it.
Yeah, you see here, just nobody really focusing onto the TL backline. So even though they're in this weird kind of position and Core goes down first, they're just unable to really get any damage onto the backline. Absolutely zero this fight.
Oh, but as we get back into live, what's this? Jojo caught out. Team Liquid getting a freebie.
That Sraphine just pumped so much damage. Hansama being so fed this game. And like you said, no threat on him. He just keeps dishing it out. Meanwhile, bottom side though, EG see 5 members of Team Liquid top. Okay, Impact knows. I'm at least gonna trade a turret.
Yeah, you always gotta make sure you're at least pushing while your teammates doing stuff. So whenever they do, inevitably int on side lane, you're there to make up the difference.
It's not an int, it's creating space, right?
Yeah,
because
creating
you're getting
pressure.
The turret. Yeah, he's creating space for you to take the turret.
It's an int only if your teammates do nothing with it.
Oh,
And speaking of int in side lane,
Okay, how much space can Bwipo create now?
we'll see if he can get the great escape right now. And they're pushing mid lane, so if he stalls for a long time, they might actually get the tower.
Well, they handshake him back into the chompers. Bwipo's gonna try to trade 1-for-1 by eliminating Vulcan here. Vulcan dropping the hostile takeover just to make sure it don't happen. Danny gets the money.
This is some quality side laning. You stall enough times so you get the mid tower. This is the style of play I like to see.
Space created, unironically.
Yeah.
the domino effect of these towers. They, you know, Bwipo sees Impact bottom lane getting his solo tower. He's like, I gotta get my solo tower too. Top and into mid, all 3. Last outer towers drop.
Yeah, now that we have both the mid towers down, I wonder how difficult it will be for EG to really get mid tower as their duo, because one of the things Nautilus is so great at is making the picks, especially in mid lane. So we'll see. They can go on Danny or Vulcan like anytime they try to get first push.
And I really like the build that we're getting out of Danny here this game. He just completed his second item there with a rapid fire cannon. Gale Force and Rapid to outplay and have the range to not have to get as close to these threats like the Wukong and the Jax and the Taliyah shove and everything that is so lethal to him. I'm glad he's playing around that maximum possible distance.
Yeah, I mean, he's got to play into Nautilus ult, Sraphine ult, Wukong coming at you as well. You can tell he's just like, please, hands off, just stay away from me. There's a lot on Vulcan. You see this Renata pretty important with trying to peel for him as well.
Yeah.
I'm very curious to see how they play these team fights, because Team Liquid do have a lot of sustain too with the Sraphine. That's why this champion is so highly prized right now. Not only does it give you that AP carry threat and a lot of damage, but that healing just gets insane.
Yeah, and she's great because she's obviously good in the long fights, like you said, being able to heal and dish out damage, but she's really also good at getting picks because her ulti is such a massive engage tool, and if you can get that on multiple people, it just kind of ends the team fight instantly.
Yeah, it's so good. We've seen Jojo steal it in the majority of his silent ultimates as well, trying to utilize that to EG's favor, see if he can meet up with them early and steal it preemptively before the fight.
Yeah, and coming into this next dragon, they're going to be setting up soon. I think EG really needs to get those flakes, and they need to get there first, so we'll see how much side lane pressure they choose to drop just so that they can be in time.
Well, with that dragon coming up and the inevitable fight that'll go with it, I do want to check in on total number of completed items here, because you do see the Frozen Heart there for Bwipo. Has Executioner's Calling as well to try to get through some of the healing. There is some pretty extreme healing on EG's champions. Aatrox, Trundle, Sylas all have a lot of that. Looking through everybody else, Bjergsen got that tier stacked up all the way to get the Archangels. Almost fully stacked here for Hansama, but of course he stopped off for the Cosmic Drive second, be able to spam those spells a little bit more. Over on the other side, Jojo's got all the playmaking in the world. Everfrost and Zhonya's Hourglass both fully completed. Black Cleaver also there for impact to shred through some of the armor of these frontline targets. And it will be Team Liquid moving into the bottom side river first. 40 seconds to go till the Drake.
I think we might see a 10 flash Drake right here where everybody uses everything, because this seems like the biggest moment of the game. Everyone's dead even. Whoever wins this is going to be really taking over.
Danny, Danny, Danny. That's who everybody's going to have their eyes on. Can Team Liquid explode the Jinx? He's got his heal. He's got his flash. He's got his pocket Renata.
So I wonder if they're going to try and do some weird like threat on Baron thing and give up threat on this dragon, because you know, EG, it looks so scary to go into this fog of war that has been dark. This map here for EG has been dark, this area, for a long, long time. And they are sending Jojo in the split push. His teleport is ready. They don't have super deep wards except this one dragon one.
Oh, they do have
and
one
they did just
far.
ping it.
Yeah.
That would be a very long flank though, and it is so dark for them.
Yeah, and it looks like they're kind of scared to even force them over by Baron. I guess they're probably not too worried about how much damage they deal because Sylas is not the best at taking Baron, but it looks like they'll just get it for free.
Oh, nope.
Whoa.
We're getting something for this. The TP's coming in.
Oh, we saw Bjergsen topside.
Jojo makes his way in from behind. Inspired's gonna step up. He steals it. EG got soul point. Hansama tries to get away, but Jojo continues chasing after stealing the Sraphine ultimate. Vulcan now trying to disengage, but Bwipo's gonna grab the kill. Jojo staying alive somehow and still fighting through. He gets shoved in the end, and Bjergsen takes him down. EG have lost 2 after stealing the Drake. Impact continues to try to run away. Seismic shove misses. EG will try to hobble out of this one, but Team Liquid's going to Baron.
Yeah, they're gonna go right over to Baron. Inspired got the steal that time on Dragon, but can he do it again? EG down 2 members. Vulcan 7 seconds on the Renata will start running from base. They
Yeah,
don't
it's
have
going to
any
be
vision,
really
though.
hard to stop this. I mean, he doesn't even have flash, so he just has to walk straight in as a poor little Trundle.
They've got no trinkets either.
No trinkets, no flash,
flash.
no blast cone.
No Baron.
Some chompers
No
over the
Baron.
wall. Oh my god, that was
If his Zap stole that sucker, woo.
that was almost a moment. But Team Liquid is very thankful it is not 2,500 gold lead wearing purple 24 minutes in.
I actually personally just love games like this where there's so much pressure. Gold lead one team, but Dragon Soul coming up for the other team.
Yeah.
It's going to be about how much can Team Liquid get with this Baron buff, but my goodness, feels
So,
very good.
It seems like what prompted this is once they saw Taliyah pushing top, they
Yeah.
knew they didn't have the numbers, and especially with also Jack showing, so they decided, hey, let's just make the play, see if we can get in there. So kind of a last-minute decision to fight this, which is why it's so chaotic. Jojo went really deep here on the side, so that was kind of how they got split off. I wonder if they could have really reeled it back and prevented them from getting Baron.
Yeah, he got a double Seraphine ultimate there, but like you said, the damage wasn't behind him, so no damage during the CC, and then Inspired already used Flash to get the Dragon, so not going to be able to flash inside this pick. Danny goes for a Zap. Fishbones.
Oh wow.
Oh my god, that could have actually been it.
If he had crit there, he might have gotten it.
Till 206. 206 was the smite.
Oh my, that, whew. Well, no problem, wasn't stolen.
That would have been a real mental boom to lose 2 objectives to steal
Oh
back
my
to back.
god, it would have. But Team Liquid wearing purple here because they did secure it regardless.
Okay, TL, let's see what they can build with this. They only have 3 turrets, 4 now as they take that one, which means a lot of standing gold available here with these tier 2s across all the different lanes. Bwipo trying to apply some pressure here in mid, but EG can clear it out. The rest of TL coming up from the side. Nice pillar from Inspired is going to stop any of that. Bwipo still confident in where he's at. Bjergsen goes in for the wall.
But no wave, so
Yeah.
a waste. I'm not sure what they're trying to do. They can't hit the tower right now.
That was a little strange. Not a whole lot to be found from that one.
But they should be able to get all the inners because obviously EG's comp doesn't have a ton of wave clear and the Jinx doesn't have flash, so she can't play too aggressive on the wave. So they'll be able to balloon a little bit, and then it'll become down to the soul fight, like we were saying. Whoever's going to get it should be able to win.
And they can 1-4 right now, so you can get top pushing while you're sieging up on mid. Bwipo's got his teleport here for Jack, so just don't go too dangerously close to this tower for that engage, and they should be able to get a good sizable chunk of gold off these secondary ones.
Okay, Team Liquid just going to continue chipping away at this tier 2 in mid. Jojo dealing with Bwipo up there in the top lane. Bwipo feeling plenty comfortable on the Jax. Even after the unlucky laning phase, he's got Sunder, he's got Frozen Heart. Yeah, we're just going to call it unlucky.
All my bad laning phase up to luck.
Exactly.
Top lane is all about luck and jungle, right?
Exactly.
Jungle's just another form of luck.
It really, in some ways it is.
All right, they get the secondary tower in mid and rotate cleanly up here. EG trying to still defend. 5 seconds left on this Baron, so it's about to drop off.
Bwipo walks into the brush, not too concerned about it. He popped his ulti there, though. Tier 2 turrets still under pressure here. Hansama continues firing out spells, clearing out the wave, trying to force EG back. This turret survives with 1/3 HP.
And one of the things here with Seraphine is that you do have really good poke at these towers for these sieges, but it's kind of dangerous to actually go up and get tower damage. Nobody here on Team Liquid has a lot of range, and so that's why you see without the Baron buff, they can't actually continue sieging the tower and get damage on the tower, so they just get the one.
Yeah, we saw Sylas steal Seraphine ulti there. I wonder if it's going to actually be up for the Dragon. So, I mean, he just used it actually just to clear himself. So we'll see if he can steal another one. But that's definitely one of the more high-profile ultis you can get this game. Hopefully he can steal it back, or I guess he might have to go with the Nautilus.
So who do you guys favor here coming into this big fight that could determine so much about the rest of the game? We got 15 seconds to go.
If TL holds position, it looks like a really easy fight for them. They're just so far ahead, and I just don't see how they're going to get any damage onto their carries. Looks like they're just going to walk in normally. They have Sylas kind of in mid lane for the flank, but just run at them right here. It looks really good.
That's what they're doing. They jump on it. CoreJJ into the stasis here immediately. Impact looking to disrupt, but now he's going to go into a stasis too. Bwipo tries to survive. CoreJJ taking damage. Impact kills off Bwipo as Santorin stuck in the middle of Evil Geniuses. Team Liquid wants to back away. Evil Geniuses get one, but there's low health bars on both sides. Danny's firing off the rocket, but there's the dredge line from Core. The shutdown for Han. Danny got caught. Can EG do anything else? Santorin jumps in. Vulcan trying to get away from this one. He won't. Jojo keeps running, but Team Liquid is not done yet. Impact with the Guardian Angel finds his way back into the fight now with a TP. They want to turn it around. Santorin died. Inspired takes that shutdown. Bjerg versus Impact. Over the wall comes Inspired. Into the stasis goes Bjerg. Core and Hans, they need the damage. And they got it. Two resurrections. The seismic shove doesn't have the timing. Inspired still walking away. Impact goes for Bjerg. Impact will not find him. And there comes the helicopter reinforcement. 8 for Team Liquid.
Oh my God! Bwipo, who died first in the original team fight, revives and teleports out to finish it. Oh, he got the shutdown! He sniped him! Then he sniped him with the ultimate, but Team Liquid still get the dragon. They deny Evil Geniuses the soul.
And that just shows the power of Sraphine. Just so much fighting and healing that they were able to just chase them all over.
Oh my.
Just a complete back and forth fight. I really want to see the beginning of it because I don't understand how they had such a bad start. I wonder if the Sraphine ulti wasn't terrific for them, but yeah, I mean, this is the power when you get ahead with this Enchanter is you could just run people down and just perma heal.
Yeah, so I saw Jojo steal the Nautilus ultimate and it chained through everybody as they cut it back through the tri-brush. Let's take a look here.
Yeah, the start looked good. I mean, this comp, you just run at them and you just want to keep your ball position. So with the wall, it seemed like the position was going to be able to split them off, but I mean, the Renata ulti was really good and the Sraphine ulti didn't really seem to do a ton, and Danny just got the free hit the front line, so solid fight for EG, but as we could see, they didn't get to recoup and regroup, and they needed to really just wait here. Run away, wait for the TP to come back, and then maybe you could just win the 5v4.
Yeah, Danny there was trying to fight Bjergsen, and he could not get off of the W. Shoved in on W. The call, I think, for sure, in comms right there, for EG was disengage, wait for Impact to teleport back.
Yeah, and maybe if they do that, they can actually win, even with Renata kind of having no mana.
Well, we got Team Liquid on a Baron.
Another one.
A Baron that's down to 1/3 HP already. A Baron that the wall has now been used to zone Inspired away from, and a Baron that is picked up for free by TL.
Yeah, you can't really get in there with the wall and the Spin Inspired having no flash. And now, I mean, TL driver's seat, they really just want to be able to close out or at least get 2 inhibs with this Baron.
Yeah, they can definitely do it too. Hansama, unkilled on the Sraphine, has a fresh stopwatch as well, pumping so much damage. The death cap completed. Massive, massive backline threat. EG looking for him, though.
And remember that EG lost both Guardian Angels on their frontliners, Inspired and Impact, without that revival passive.
Oh, Bwipo.
Bwipo charging up that counter-strike. Jojo does have the Banshee's Veil shield, so it would have only been able to pop that most likely, but they still force Jojo back. They remove his flank threat. They'll steal away the red buff. Vulcan and Inspired moving in here, trying to check and see where they're still at. Tier 2 turret still standing in top, but already cleared out in the other 2 lanes from the previous Baron. Bwipo is just chasing Jojo to the ends of the earth. He will not allow him to have this flank spot.
I think they're going to play a little bit slow right now, but once they get the Sraphine flash coming up in a few seconds, then I think they'll be ready to hit the towers. I think that was their concern, is she dying fast.
Gank throws out a couple of spells here as, oh no, that's more than a couple of spells! That's the whole damn EG top laner. Impact's out of there. Team Liquid looking for more. Dredge line won't hit. Inspired walking out of the way of that. Team Liquid continuing their push now in a 5v4 for the next 40 seconds. Bwipo's already hitting the mid lane tier 3 turret as the rest of TL sets up shop in the top side. Cannon minion doing the work. Bwipo takes down the turret. Onto inhibitor number 1 as the rest of the team pushes the tier 3 top. Hostile takeover just doesn't do a thing. Goes right between
Bwipo's
the upright. Now they're going into the back. Now they're on Danny. Now Bwipo's getting it done. Liquid eviscerate him.
He's running for his life, but Bjergsen will chase him down, and Team Liquid gonna even this series right back up.
EG started strong in game 1, and Team Liquid bounced right back in game 2. It's tied up 1-1.
Team Liquid also, they've remained consistent in playoffs. They lose the first game of every series, all according to plan.
Yep.
They get right back up there. The Sraphine steal away from Champion Select was definitely big.
Yeah, I think Sraphine is going to be the biggest contention in the series. I mean, obviously they're banning it in the other side, but it looks like EG is going to have to ban it because they didn't have the best answer, even though they got a Jinx, which I think is probably one of their better champions.
And CoreJJ was just massive here, roaming around from the early stages of the game, making plays for those solo laners that did need help. You know, helping Bjergsen reset the wave, helping Bwipo and the doom that was top lane.
Yeah,
there was stages this game.
It was a close early game from being disaster, so they were able to bandage, but I mean, that's definitely some red flags for TL. You don't want to have an early game like that where it's on a knife's edge the whole time.
I mean, hey, and even though CoreJJ was roaming around getting everything else going, Hans still gets the 1v2 kill, defending himself underneath the turret in the bottom lane at the same time. Like, this was a good bounce back from TL, but I'm really curious now because I feel like, yeah, EG will probably go right back onto blue side. How's this next draft going to look? Because we've seen elements that are great and not so great from both teams.
Yeah, blue side has definitely been prized throughout this playoffs, especially with power picks like this.
Alrighty, everybody, that's it for game 2. And while we get ready for game number 3,